Golf addicts, welcome to the 2022 Byron Nelson Betting Picks and Preview Podcast. I'm DB. I got Pat Perry. We are the Tour Junkies, and we're coming off a win. Woo! We
Yes!
finally did it, Mom. We finally got a winner. Max Homa 40-1 on DB's Big Balls betting card. Pat, it feels so good. I mean, and I know. We had some close. We had Cam Young up there. I had him on the betting card as well. He finished second. You had Fitzpatrick on your card, who finished third,
Yeah.
I think. So we had the top three. I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that how Fitzy finished?
And we had he finished third. He birdied the last hole, and we had a few others that were in contention on my card. Like,
Lahiri.
Lahiri was up there, Harmon was up there at one point. But Homa got it done.
Bro, he made me sweat it though. God dang. He tried to give it away a couple times. But you know what? No one gives away a win like Keegan Bradley gives away a win. Like just nobody can do it the way that Keegan can do it. And at first I was like, dang it, this is about to be Keegan's week. Like it's been so long. And then he just Keeganed it. And he just I mean,
Poor Keegan.
Homa definitely did enough to win, but dang, he tried to give it up. Yeah, pumped to hit it at 40-1. That finally puts the DB's Big Balls betting card back into the positive for units on the year. So I'm excited about that. Up 18 units now just on the Big Balls betting card alone. And that is our 10th winner of the season, Pat. 10th winner. I think I have 4 and you have 6. So I'm catching up to you now with that Homa win.
Yeah.
But dang it feels good. And a lot of people in the industry, a lot of talking heads, all also like suffering through this dark period of not hitting winners. But I'm glad to finally break out. I don't think a whole lot of people had home on the card last week. But
It's great play. Glad we hit it. Let's keep it going though.
Under-
I feel like DB, I have written down the winner. I have it written down on my sheet of paper for tonight.
do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to give credit to the long shot season jacket and the bold shirtless play that I did last week on the podcast. I think that could have been
I forgot
a
about
part of
that.
it as well. By the way, we are presented to you by our friends at Covers. Winning starts at covers.com. It's where over 20 million sports bettors go every single year. And it's also, they've been doing it for 25 years. So if you want betting content for any sport under the sun, whether it's podcasts or free articles or forums or tools and calculators, best odds, you want to do some odd shopping, it's all there on covers.com. It's a great place to be. Over 500,000 active members in the forum. And pretty much everything on the website is free. I think like 95% of the website, everything on there is free. It's not behind a paywall. So go get it. Take advantage of it. There's a lot of sharp people putting out content on Covers and a lot of sharp people in the forum as well. And also, it's the home of our exclusive head-to-head and top 20s article that comes out every Tuesday afternoon. We give you 3 head-to-head matchups and usually 2 or 3 top 20s. Sometimes we'll throw in a prop bet or so if we like one. And, we did pretty good on that last week. We missed the 2 top 20s. But we're 2 for 3 in the head-to-head matchups, and those are both underdog matchups. So I think we're 4 for 6 in head-to-head matchups over the last 2 weeks, and 2 for 4 on top 20s. And we usually go long shots on there too. So we'll keep that train rolling for this week as well. But check it out, covers.com. Winning starts at covers.com. Pat, I will say this before we get into the picks tonight. I want to let the people know I am heading to TPC Craig Ranch bright and early tomorrow morning. I will be flying out of here at 6 a.m. We did get media credentials for the Byron Nelson. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will be on site at TPC Craig Ranch. If you're there, come find me, hit me up, let me know. It should be a good time. But I'm going to catch up with a lot of our caddy friends, a lot of our player friends. It's going to be a good time. I'll get some intel. I'll pass it on in the Nut Hut exclusively. Maybe you might get something in an email. I don't know, but it'll probably, for the most part, be in the Nut Hut. The best $10 a month or $90 a year that you could possibly spend. And that's going to be fun. I'll also, I plan to be in the press conferences. There's some good press conferences tomorrow afternoon. Xander's at 4:00, and then on Wednesday, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Will Zalatoris, and Jordan Spieth will be there, and I plan to ask them some questions. So that's my YouTube comment for tonight. I want to know, what do you want DB to ask? Name the player, name the question, give it to me. If it's good enough, if it's funny, if it's interesting, if it's betting or DFS related, and I can make it work and the PGA Tour won't get pissed at us, then I might ask it, and I might even throw your name in there. So put that in the YouTube comment right after you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, it helps to share the video. So just click the share link, copy the link, Hell, just send it to yourself. That helps us. So YouTube doesn't know that you didn't send it to your best friend. We would love for you to send it to your degenerate golfing, golf buddies, but you don't have to do that. At least share it somehow.
You just said golfing.
I did just say golf.
What
Start
the
over.
hell is going
Start
on?
over. We'll
What
start over.
is going on
We're
here?
ending the stream. I don't know why that just happened. Maybe it's because I'm not drinking my usual tonight. I think it's that. I'm actually my podcast use tonight, Pat, is gin.
Oh my goodness, that certainly had something to do with
A
what
little
you just
gin and
said.
tonic. Yes, we got a free bottle somebody gave us,
Well, they didn't give it to me.
and it's not a listener. Somebody I know. It's not Tour Junkies related.
Oh.
I got a little.
I gotta hang on. I got a hair out of place. I gotta get that thing.
Oh, get that one hair out of place.
Okay. All right. Now listen. They said it couldn't be done, that we couldn't get media credentials again after I was at the tournament that shall not be named last year. And you know what? I thought I did a good job. And here's the thing, DB, you're opening this up to questions from the listeners. I feel like that's what we did at Congaree, and then I got, I didn't get in trouble. It just, you know, there were some things they didn't like. They didn't like my Dave Portnoy question,
Yeah.
things like that. But whatever. We made it back. We made it back. They said it could not be done.
Listen, like I said, I'm up for an interesting question. If it's something kind of off the wall, but it's not so off the wall that we're going to get, banned again or shadow banned by the PGA Tour, then I'm definitely open to it. Or if it's a question that gives us any sort of insight into betting or DFS for that player, this tournament, or maybe even next week for the Southern Hills event, the PGA Championship, put that in the YouTube comments. It's going to be a good time. I'm not. I can tell you this: the heavy petting email is going to go out. I'm not sure if the chalk bomb email is going to make it or not. It just depends on how much time I have. But a lot of good stuff will be dumped into the Nut Hut. The Caddy Info channel will be rocking and rolling for sure in the Nut Hut up until lineup lock on Thursday, or finishing your betting card on Thursday or whatever.
Can I
And
offer up something on the
yeah, what
questions?
would that be?
I do think you mentioned Southern Hills. I think a Southern Hills question would be good. The reason is because you're not going to have media access for
Yeah,
the PGA Championship. So ask a question that you would ask next week.
yeah.
This
Yeah, I'm trying to think of those. I think that's a good idea. By the way, the Southern Hills course breakdown video will be dropping, and podcast will be dropping on Wednesday morning, I believe. Wednesday morning for the podcast, and I think the same time for the YouTube channel. I did a bunch of Southern Hills research, a bunch. Okay, so you don't have to. I think it's about 50. It's either like I think it's like 16 or 18 minutes or something like that. It's a little bit longer than I normally do. It'll be dropping. So you won't have to do any more research on the golf course for Southern Hills. But I'll tell you this, after doing the research, there are some very specific players I am very interested in early. I will
What
tease.
you just said was kind of confusing because you confused me.
Well, that's not hard to do. So I don't think
You said the podcast, but you meant like just the course breakdown podcast, not like our
no,
actual podcast.
no. Not the
Yeah.
DFS and betting show will
Yeah.
be Sunday night probably
Okay.
before. Yeah. Anyway, all right, that's enough of that. We are also really grateful to, you know, have a new partner. We talked about him last week, and it's Front Nine Coffee. Front Nine Coffee, the small batch artisan coffee born right here in Augusta, Georgia, roasted in Greenville, South Carolina, daily and ground to order just for you. Okay, it doesn't sit on a shelf with, like Pat said last week in one of the ad reads, with people pooting or something by it, walking by it, pooting. Is that what you said? I think you said something along those
Yeah.
lines last week. Uh, so you're going to get the flavor delivered to your door at the peak of its freshness. You can get it whole bean, you can get it coarse or fine grind, whatever you want to do. Shipped everywhere in the U.S., Canada as well. It's front9coffee.com. All right. And so you need to check it out. They've got some great flavors. They're sponsoring the show for quite a while. They're going to partner with us on the event too, live in September, the live golf event in September at Mountain Valley. We're excited about that. And they're also going to make Pat's own flavor. We're going to be rolling out Pat's own flavor of coffee with his face on it and everything. It's going to be beautiful. So check that out, front9coffee.com. That's front, the number 9, coffee.com. Promo code TJ10 gets you 10% off your order every time you go. Not just your first order, every order. TJ10, 10% off your order. So check them out. We're pumped about that. All right, Pat, top of the betting board, up to 25 to 1 for the Byron Nelson. The course breakdown video for Craig Ranch is also already up on YouTube as well as on podcasts. If you want more details on how Craig Ranch is set up to play, this is only the second year we've seen Craig Ranch host this event. They did host the Corn Ferry Tour event and a couple, a while ago, but only the second year. KH Lee won it last year, 200-1. Could be long shot season. Now the field is
That's what we're talking about.
pretty strong. Now it was strong last year too. You had some guys who like to play the week before a major, some of the studs up top, but I don't think it's as strong as what we're seeing this year. So will we see another, long triple digit winner? I don't know. I think it could happen. I will say that, last year it was definitely softer. It was a little bit wet. We had rain before the tournament. We had rain during the tournament. Soften things up. These Zoysia fairways can get super soft. And this year's no rain at all, like none, like sunny and 90s. And the wind looks like it's it's just kind of mild for right now, but that could change. So, looking at the top of the board, though, Pat, you got Scotty Scheffler at 7-1, Justin Thomas 9-1, Willie Z, local guy, 14-1, Xander and DJ at 18-1, Spieth, Sam Burns, 22-1 range. Who's tickling your fancy up there?
Well, I've got a couple here that I like here. One is I've got to go with Willie Z at 24-1, which is the best odds I've seen.
Where's that? Where's 24?
24
I see
is
22.
hang on.
Oh, no, 24 is FanDuel.
24 is FanDuel.
Yeah.
24 is FanDuel. So I think you jump on that right now. This is a great
Great.
course fit for him. I think isn't Willie Z a Texas guy too?
Well, no, he literally yes, he is, but he also said last year in 2021, he lives close to the course. He grew
That's
up
right.
playing
Yeah.
this course. He's very familiar with this course. And I mean, even if he didn't, this place suits Willie Z to a T, to a Z.
Yeah, absolutely. He finished top 20 last year, but coming off of that good finish again at the Masters, the guy just is. I don't know. Willie Z's got to win a Masters. But anyway, but then if you look at the stats across the board, he's literally, I looked at off the tee, I looked at approach, opportunities gained, and birdie or better percentage because I think all of those are going to definitely be in play here, especially opportunities gained and birdie or better percentage, and
It's huge.
and par five scoring because you got 4 par fives here that they
Yep.
should be able to score on. Willie Z is top 25 in par five scoring. He's top 10 in birdie or better percentage, top 10 in the rest of those things I just said. 1 in approach. Plenty long off the tee, which I think you got to be on this course. It is certainly a bomber's course, and obviously we know the putting is the thing for him. But still, Willie Z at 24-1, I'm a big fan of.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
I've also seen. I think this is going to be interesting. Xander at 22-1 is where I've seen is the best number for him. I like him as well. And I wonder if, I know it's not kind of a real, quote unquote, real win, that he got with Patrick Cantlay in the team championship or the team, the Zurich Classic. But I still think this could be a good course fit for him. He checks a lot of boxes here, putts extremely well on bent grass greens. So maybe the floodgates are opening a little bit for Xander. And if you can get him above, 20-1, I like that number. So those are my 2 favorites.
I can't get down with Xander when you can take Sam Burns at the same number. Like if you can take Sam Burns at 22-1, Burns finished runner up here last year at this tournament, at this golf course. Also tied the course record at a 60 with a 62. I think it was on Friday. Why would I take Xander when I could have Burns? That's my whole take on that. But couldn't agree more on Willie Z. Couldn't agree more on opportunities gained and par 5 scoring being a big deal. Even drier and firmer and faster, it's still going to be a big time scoring fest. Let me give you one other name in the short range, and this is much shorter than where we normally go. But I just maybe it's just me really willing this to happen, but it's because it's been so long. But Justin Thomas at 15-1 is one that is like one of those in the teens that I could really get down with. Like he has knocked on the door a lot since winning the Players last year. 3rd at the Valspar, 6th at the Genesis. You got an 8th at the Masters in the Phoenix, where he wasn't really in the conversation, but still. top 5 at the Century, 3rd at Mayakoba in the fall, 4th at Eastlake in September, 4th at the Northern Trust in August. Like, that's all what he's done since winning the Players, and the ball striking has continued to be amazing
Yeah, it
for
really is.
JT. It just feels like if you're somebody with, a big unit, you know, and you like to bet some of the shorter numbers, to me, JT at 15-1 feels like some value. Um, so I don't know. He was the last one I was like, ah, I kind of like it. Anyway, the stay away for me was actually Xander. That's what I was. Yeah, yeah. JT's 9-1 on DraftKings. DraftKings is saying don't bet this guy. Is true. So FanDuel is definitely giving it to you. I like that. For me, yeah, stay away with Xander, dude. I just, and it's really only because it's not that he's not playing great. It's just I'd just rather have Sam Burns. I'm not gonna have too many guys in that range. Because we got Will Z at 24-1, Sam
You
Burns
know,
at 22.
those are. I mean, I like Sam Burns too. I mean, I think I thought I saw him at a little bit longer number than that though.
Uh,
No, 22 is. You're right. So yeah,
22 on DraftKings is the best
yeah.
number for Burns. Cool. All
I
right.
don't really have a ton of stayaways. I mean, I think DJ is kind of. I'm leaning stay.
Borderline. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, 18-1. I just
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing much out of DJ lately to tell me that he's going to win this.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving down the board here. The mid range, kind of longer than 25, up to the 75-1 range. Kind of a this is
No,
What happened?
a misfire from Sam. That's actually a hilarious video. That I brought that video in one time when when I said Pat. This was Pat trying to explain. This was Pat trying to predict ownership for DFS. Sam, you should just play the video now because now people are like, "What the hell was that?" If they didn't see it.
no, la,
That's Pat trying to predict ownership. By the way, I mean the Rory McIlroy banger of the summer last week just got a lot of great run on social media last week. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was good stuff.
it was
You haven't
fantastic.
you haven't heard it? Go back and listen to it.
Yeah, there may even be a merch drop involving that song from our friend Matt Madonna, listener Matt Madonna. There may even be a merch drop. Me and Crazy Marcus he was working on something earlier. All right, so mid range up to 75-1, definitely a range with a lot of firepower, a lot of names that we're gonna fire on. Brooks Koepka is up there at 35-1, along with Hideki. You got, let's see, Taylor Gooch is coming back for the first time since the Zurich at 45-1. Alex Noren, Vegas, this little bunch at 55-1. Very interesting. Noren, Vegas, McNeely, Wise, Jason Day, who had a decent week last week. Mito's in there at 65-1. Leishman's all the way down to 65. And our South Korean Prince, Siwoo Kim, also at 65-1. So there's a lot of interesting names in here, Pat. What are we going to do with Brooks Koepka? We talked about it in the beginning of the year. It's like the rule on Brooks Koepka, longer than 30-1, I believe, was your rule that I believe you established. And then I think you've already not gone by your own rule at least once this year and
Yeah,
didn't bet
I feel like
Brooks.
that number got shortened. Like it was 40, and
No, it
then
was 30. I swear it was 30. I promise it was 30. We can
I don't
check
know.
the
Your
tape.
memory is not
My
something.
memory's not great, but it was 30.
Well, I don't have him. I don't. Now, I actually may. I'm thinking about playing him in DFS because I feel like his ownership is going to be super low.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not have him as an outright to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could for sure. He's been hit or miss. He's been like top 15 or miscut. He missed a cut here last year, but I wouldn't read too much into that. He was coming back from injury. He talked about that in his press conferences last year. So Brooks will be interesting. I was hoping he would be in the press conference on the press conference schedule for me while I was there because Brooks loves to get questions from the Tour Junkies. So I thought that would be fun, but
Yeah,
no.
I don't know. Your questions are different than my questions.
Yeah, they
You
are.
had the first question to him, which was about, I think, pleated pants or something. I can't remember.
No, it was about wearing pleated pants. It was when
Yeah.
Adam Scott started bringing up
Yeah.
pleated pants again. In this range, like Neiman is probably the shortest one that I'm interested in. I kind of like Joaquin Neiman at that 35-1 number. Other than that,
Oh,
like, huh?
oh, you you don't like Decky? You don't like Hideki at 35-1, or did he
It's
withdraw or something? I don't
no, no,
know.
no. It's similar to what I said about Seamus Power last week. I don't like guys who we've not seen since the Masters. I just don't. Like I feel like what has Hideki been doing since the Masters? And then this is the event that he's going, okay, this is where I'm gonna knock the rust off so that I can play well at the PGA. I just feel like that's the case. If they played in the Zurich, that's different. And I do think
So that's why because did Willie Z play in the Zurich?
yes, Willie Z did play in the
Yeah, he
Zurich.
did play in the Zurich. So
Yeah. But I liked Willie Z. What are you talking about?
well, because I was saying he hasn't played in a real tournament since the Masters.
Oh yeah, but he did play at the Zurich.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. That's why I don't really like. That's why I don't really like Decky. You like Decky?
I like Decky this week. I like 35-1. You know, a lot of people just did not play him for the Masters, and he had super low ownership that he ends up getting the top 15. But so I do like Decky there at
Aussie
35-1.
DB says Decky always gets overlooked in the chat. He also asked earlier, Aussie DB did, who won the prop bet from the Wells Fargo, which would be yours truly. Thank you very much.
I am on a losing streak when it comes to how many have I lost in a row? Because I don't think you've lost one in a
No,
while.
I lost the Masters one, remember? Because I had to do the 2 holes. I got to get that.
Oh, yeah, I
I had to do
forgot.
the 2 holes running, but I've done it. I just haven't shown it yet. But now, yeah, you owe me 2 challenges. You owe me a Denny's shrimp or some sort of nasty chain seafood breakfast
Yeah,
buffet shrimp
Denny's.
thing.
You know what? That could be another question people could answer in the chat is what other like fast food chain shrimp could we try down here? Because
That's
I
true.
mean, Denny's, I think they quit the shrimp. I have not seen the shrimp. That was the reason we weren't able to do it.
Unreal. You
And then
also now you owe me the magic trick for
Mm.
losing last week. You had Webb Simpson. I had Siwoo Kim. Webb Simpson missed the cut.
Fucking Webb.
Yeah. Well, he sucks.
Terrible call on my part.
I mean, I tried to tell you. He sucks right now.
Who said no card trick? Did we say no card tricks?
We did not say that. I will save you from that, Pat. We did not say that, Sam. You kept trying to say that, but we said it could be a card trick. What else? What else? Is he going to saw a woman in half? What do we?
I mean,
really
yeah. What am I
expect
going to
Pat
do?
to
Am I going to like? Do I need to get some birds? I need to get some doves to come out of something.
Dude, if you could make a parakeet come from something, if you can make a parakeet come up out of nowhere, that'd be pretty cool. You should do
Get
that
a hat. You want me to get a hat and pull some birds out of there? Figure that shit out.
God. All right,
I'll get a little red rubber ball and I'll be like, it'll come out of my nose or something.
Yeah, cough it up, regurgitate it, do something. Throw up a parakeet, dry heave a parakeet up. That'd be cool. All right, getting back to the betting, it's Neiman for me, and then I get into this 55 and longer range. Like I got to narrow this down by Thursday because this is tough. Like I love Aaron Wise. I obviously he's at 55-1 on DK. Matt McNeely is at 66-1 on MGM. That's the best number for him. I like that. Johnny Vegas at 55-1. I like that. All these guys right here in this range are definitely interesting to me. Did you see Johnny Vegas gain 10 strokes with his irons last week?
Yeah.
10
Vegas
strokes
has
with his
been
irons.
really good. I mean,
And he lost 5 off the tee, but I looked at it. It was all accuracy, and he still gained like 10 or almost 10 in distance. So I think Johnny V showed up at TPC Potomac last week and just said, no, F this. Fairways? You telling me I got to hit fairways? No. And he just kept ripping driver on his way to losing 6 shots. But this
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what he did. But this is such a better fit for him. But he still finished 15th.
I know.
Like last week. It's crazy. And then, I mean, he's got 3 top 20s in a row.
And that's coming off his surgery thing that everybody freaked out about. But
Vegas, big fan of him.
Went to University of Texas, I think Johnny V at 55 is a number. I like Aaron Wise. Like, what's not to like about Aaron Wise? Like, that kid's been killing it too. The only tournament he's ever won was the Byron Nelson. It wasn't here, wasn't at this event, but it's the only tournament he's ever won.
What was that course they used to play where he won?
Was it Four Seasons or Memorial Park it's like they've moved it around a ton.
Trinity Forest.
Trinity
They
Forest.
hated that course for some reason.
Yeah, the whole tour hated that place.
Yeah.
I mean, Wise is 13th in approach, 10th in opportunities gained, 7th in strokes gained off the tee in the last 24 rounds. I mean, he's killing it. He's just team no putt. So as soon as he can start putting, bang bang, you're there.
Yeah, I'm
And I like Siwoo at 70-1 on BetMGM. Siwoo is a former member at TPC Craig Ranch. By the way, I didn't mention this. I'm staying with my buddy Charlie. Shout out Charlie. He is a member at TPC Craig Ranch. He's been giving me a little bit of inside info on these boys, but he reminded me that Siwoo, our South Korean prince, is a former member at this place, not a member anymore. Sung Kang is the only active member in this field at Craig Ranch, but Siwoo used to be a regular around here, 70-1. I'm always going to fire on Siwoo at 70-1.
I feel like technically all players on the tour should be members of, TPC courses, but
Wes, you're right. I do have a Siwoo problem. Well, I guess they can play. I'm sure they can play. They can play anywhere, but
yeah.
I think he lived around here. I think anyway.
All
Anybody
right.
else? I've named everybody.
Yeah, well, I like Decky. I mentioned that. I do like Neiman. I'm with you there at 35-1. I'm totally with you on Vegas. Two others that I had written down here. I did have Mav McNeely written down at 66-1. I think this is another course where he can do well.
Come with me, Pat.
Yeah,
Come with me on the
I
man
am.
love. You're finally getting on board.
I'm not coming with you, but I'm with you on this one. I'm with you on this one. Cam Champ at 65-1. I mean, Cam Champ is just playing unreal, and this is a great course for him. He's got 2 top 10s in a row.
Is it? Like, it still worries me, though. It still worries me, like, his irons are terrible. 133rd in opportunities gained, 130th in strokes gained approach last 24 rounds. His irons are terrible. The 6th place in Mexico, he gained 7 strokes putting. 6.8 strokes putting. Do you know how many times he's done that in his PGA Tour career? Gained 6.8 strokes. He's done better than that one time. It was at the Sanderson, the first event that he won in October of 2018.
Well,
so his second best putting performance.
He can absolutely light up these par fives. He's number 1 in the field in driving distance. Top 20 in par 5 scoring. I still think if you're getting Cam Champ the way he's been playing, I mean, you look at like last week is not really to me, or maybe it wasn't.
Well, he didn't play last week. It was
not
Mexico,
last week. I mean, the week before
had wide open fairways.
Yeah, wide open fairways, just like the Masters, pretty much.
But he gained 6. He had his second best week putting. He's not going to do that again.
Yeah, but this, Cam is. I don't see how you can't like him at 65-1. To be honest.
It's because it comes down to having to like narrow this whole thing down, and I can't narrow it down between Wise, Mav, Vegas, Siwoo. Like I can't. I mean, I guess I could bet all these guys in this range and just be done with it, but I'm not. It's not going to fit because I'm going to want, possibly Neiman at 35. So it just doesn't fit for me. So like
I think you can sneak. I think you can sneak him in just a little bit, just to make that.
Okay. I don't think I want to.
I really like this next range, though. I have 3 guys that I'm
all right
fallen in love with.
Oh, you've fallen in love with him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch my first impressions betting show today, Pat?
I did not. No, I don't like watching that show. Why would I watch it before this one? Just like
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, it's good. It's really good, and we had an active bunch today, and it was good. And I think that show people need to pay attention to because these lines are moving people. In fact, there's one name already that was mentioned on that show that has gotten 50. I don't know if you say points, 50 points shorter since I've recorded that show. Bet down from 150-1 to 100-1. That's an important show to watch.
I think I may know who you could be talking about.
We'll get to him because he's in this range. So tell me who your 3 plays are. Who do you love?
All right. Well, I'll start with a guy that I don't think I was a huge fan of last week, but I do like him this week, and that is Lanto Griffin.
Oh, you're coming on the Lanto train too?
I'm coming on the Lanto train.
The DB's guys train with Mav and Lanto?
Yep, I'm on with Lanto this week.
Wow.
Coming off of the 15th at the Mexico Open, the T6 at the Wells
Tell me
Fargo.
all about it, Pat. I'd love to hear more about how great Lanto's been playing. I love
Well, I will tell you. I mean, he's top 30 in the field and putting on bent grass greens. He's top 20 in opportunities gained, top 25,
yes.
top 25 in approach, 33rd in strokes gained off the tee. Lanto Griffin at 80 to 1 is really looking good to me. I like it.
Lanto Griffin in his last 2 starts has gained almost 18 strokes ball striking. That's off the tee and approach combined. 18 strokes. He's a ball striking son of a gun. And long term, this is what Lanto sucks at long term, like big picture. He sucks around the greens. Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter this week. Around the greens does not matter. In fact, even last year when they had this event, this golf course ranked as the second. It was either second easiest or easiest ever recorded since 2015 when they started keeping track of ShotLink data, ever recorded on any tournament played on the PGA Tour or a major. So it's like not a big deal. You're not. First of all, you're not going to miss these greens. They're big and they're Lanto's dealing. So the worst part of his game, the part of his game that he's lost 2, 4, 6 in the last 7 events, he's lost strokes around the green, and that's held him back. Who cares this week? It's not going to matter. This is a great Lanto spot. I love this. I love that you're coming around on my guys. All right, who else?
Okay, I have 2 others that I think you might like as well.
It's going to be a love fest tonight.
The next one,
I might take my shirt off.
coming off of a mixed cut. Did I say mixed cut?
Mixed cut. Yeah. What are those?
Coming off of a mixed cut at the Wells Fargo, but I don't think that was a good course fit at all for him. And that's Keith Mitchell at 90 to 1. I like Keith Mitchell a lot this week. All right.
Ooh,
This is
that's
a way better fit for him as far as, the course profile. And then you just look at the stats across the board for Keith Mitchell. He's number 1 in the field in strokes gained off the tee.
Yep.
Top 20 in birdie or better percentage. He's second in par 5 scoring. Now I'm going off of the last 24 rounds, which Keith Mitchell has played well this year. I mean, drives it plenty long off the tees, top 25 in driving distance. So I don't care really about the miscut at the Wells Fargo because I just don't think it was a great course fit for him. But I think this one's a lot better. So I like him at 90 to 1. I'm sure
played here last year as well, finished 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Keith Mitchell.
Here's the last one. And this one is one that I'm absolutely in love with. And this is the one that I'm guessing you may have talked about on the betting first look show that has been bet down, but I don't even know because this is the only number I've seen him at, but I still love the number. And I'm hoping I'm not late to the game with this guy because he's been playing really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's sneaky long off the tee, but that is Kurt Kitayama
That's
at 100 to 1. I mean, Kitayama,
that's the one,
is golfing his damn ball right now. Okay. Yeah. And, he's for some reason, I don't know why people think he's short off the tee. I was actually listening to a broadcast with him for the Mexico Open, and they were saying he's not a large man or anything. He's not a guy that's going to look like he bombs it, but the dude bombs it off the tee. I think that's, obviously going to be a factor this week. So Kitayama at 100 to 1, based off the way he's playing right now.
Yeah.
And the confidence he has, I love it.
Well, he's getting pounded because he was 150 to 1. Actually, I'll tell you this. He was 150 to 1 when we started the First Impressions show this morning. Our boy Steve Dubb, who's in the chat right now, he was in the live chat this morning with the First Impressions pod. He was 150 to 1 when we started the show. 10 minutes after the show was over, he was 130 to 1. Currently, his best number is 100 to 1. I still think the 100 to 1 is worth a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. So I just talked about Lanto and his strokes gained ball striking in the last 2 weeks at almost 18. Kitayama's at 18.5 the last 2 weeks between off the tee and ball striking play. Yeah, I mean, this guy is for sure dangerous right now. He's feeling himself right now. Nobody's feeling himself. Nobody's touching themselves like Kurt Kitayama at the moment because he wakes up in the morning and goes, "I'm hot today, folks. I'm hot." So, yeah, I like it. Okay, so I love all 3 of those actually. I'm trying to think. I like Munoz is interesting a little bit. I think he's at 95 to 1 on FanDuel is the best number I could find for Munoz. Where is he? Now he's up at he got longer. He's 100 to 1 now on FanDuel. But I like a little Sebastian Munoz here. Let's see. He is 36 in the field, strokes gained approach, 17th opportunities gained last 24 rounds, 9th in strokes gained off the tee. The putter's coming in looking hot. And yeah, I mean, I think Munoz, ball striking's been very, very solid. Played here last year, finished 55th, didn't have a great showing. He's got a top 10 at the Byron in 2019, obviously at a different course though. So I mean, he's been playing really consistent. He hasn't had any top 10s so far this year, but he's been playing consistent. And I think it could happen. So Munoz at 100 to 1 is worth a look too. I think that's it in this range. We got to get to the 130. Are we going up to 130? I don't remember. Sam's going to be mad at us for this. Are we going up to 130 here, or are we going to the next range now, Sam? Waiting on producer Sam.
I was going to go.
While we're doing that. Okay, while we're doing that, major season is in swing, guys. We got the PGA Championship coming up next week. It's time to ask yourself if your ratty couch and outdated seating can hang on for another weekend of 17 holes. It probably can. It's probably got all kind of stuff in it. I'm going to say it's no, and for that, I want you guys to check out our friends at Burrow. They cover the entire course with 3 iconic modular seating systems and everything from coffee tables to credenzas. Burrow is your one-stop shop for outfitting your home in style. The coffee and side tables, they got the Kettle collection, made of stylish metal and marble. The Carta collection, which contains all your clutter so your space looks effortlessly tidy. So some of you single guys, when she comes over and you need to tidy up your space, you get that Carta and it's just like putting everything under your bed. It's real easy.
Carta B?
Yeah, Carta B. They got the Carta B collection.
Okay.
Support your TV screen in style. Burrow offers 3 different media consoles to fit your TV, featuring customizable designs, adjustable height interior shelves, and thoughtful touches like cord organizing. Some of y'all needed cord organizing. You know who you are, okay? Go ahead and say it to yourself. Admit it, all right? Free shipping on every order at Burrow. No matter how small or large, includes free shipping, which can save you on average like $100 on a bigger item like a couch. Imagine somebody bringing a couch all the way across the country, walking it into your door, maybe carrying it up or down some steps, putting it down and not charging you a thing. That's pretty good. Burrow wants you to love the sofa you're on as much as you love the Tour Junkies podcast. So show them you're listening to the Tour Junkies by shopping at burrow.com/Tour Junkies, and you get $75 off your first order. That's Burrow, BURROW.com/Tour Junkies for $75 off. Burrow.com/Tour Junkies. Boom. All right, let's get to it, Pat. The long range here, the long bombs. Over, at 130 to 1 or longer here. Dude, I got one bomb. It might be the longest bomb. I mean, Pat, we are a bomb show. We're a long shot show. I may have the longest number we've ever touted on this show tonight.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I don't have anything that's like earth shattering, so
yeah,
I should probably go first.
I do. My boy Kane in the chats, his eyes just open when I said that. All right, go ahead, go first.
Well, I mean, you get Aaron Rod 130 to 1. We've seen Aaron Rod, play extremely well recently. I think, he's a guy that I don't know. I don't understand sometimes why his odds are so long when he's playing the way he's been playing. He's third in the field in opportunities gained, by the way. So he's given himself a ton of birdie chances. 44th in approach. Not bad to be top 50 in the field there for a guy that's with these long of odds. And then now I'm going to pronounce the name wrong because you've listened to a podcast recently where you have to you learned how to pronounce his name.
Yeah,
but Sahith Theegala.
Very close. He said it's pronounced Sahith.
Sahith.
It's more of a he, not a he.
Theegala.
Sahith Theegala.
Mm-hmm. Theegala. So he is
fantastic interview by No Laying Up of Sahith. If you were not a fan of him before, which I don't know how you weren't, you will be a fan after listening to that. Kid's got incredible perspective. I love it.
Yeah, and I like him a lot, though. I mean, he's been playing well. He's 150 to 1.
I like that a lot.
So not too bad there for a guy that's also been playing well, showing up on leaderboards. I mean, he's made 4 or 5, I don't know how many straight cuts. I'm just looking at the last 4 tournaments with the top 25 at the Mexico Open. So I like him as well at 150 to 1. So that's what I've got.
Okay.
Now, what do you
Wow.
got? Because people are waiting on you.
Yeah, I love this range. I mean, what do we think about Matt Wolff last week, huh? How
I
about Matt
thought he
Wolff?
forgot how to play golf.
Yeah, you said that. That's documented. But I mean, I would have never guessed on a course like that. He finished 25th. Never in a million years would I have guessed that would have happened. And he finished 25th, gaining 0 strokes off the tee. He must have done the Johnny Vegas approach and just kept ripping bombs and, got whatever kind of lie he got. But
I
gained.
still just don't think. I don't know about Matthew Wolff. I've said this from the start. There was the argument that was made between him and Morikawa and Hovland when they all came out together. And I always felt like his swing and the timing and everything that it takes with his swing is going to screw him more than any of them.
Yeah, but maybe when he's hot, he's hot. I mean,
And that's what I was about to say, actually, is that, maybe when it's in rhythm, you got to play him. And maybe it's in rhythm right now, so you play him. But when it's off,
yeah.
it's off. Like, and who knows how long it could be off? Like, he could be off where he's on the Corn Ferry Tour for a few years, and then it gets back on.
Well, he won in his 4th ever PGA Tour start, so I'm not going to count that one. But if you look at a runner-up finish he had at the Rocket Mortgage in 2020, before that it was miscut, 54th, 52nd, 58th, miscut. Like those were his previous event, and then bam, second place. And then he kind of goes on a little hot streak, and I don't know, like it's interesting to me, but 130 to 1 for a kid like that with that kind of firepower. Coming off a 25th at a course he has no business even. I didn't even think he had any business showing up to,
Yeah.
because it doesn't fit him. Now he comes to a course that for sure does, and you got to believe like he's got to be coming into this, wanting to be at his very best to play in Oklahoma. He went to college at Oklahoma State. I'm sure he's played Southern Hills, before. I don't know. 130 to 1 is too good of a number. To me, it feels like Cam Champ. He feels like Cam Champ, but he's twice the odds, number one. So it just feels like a little value to me. I like it. I like the Thigala play. I got to tell you, one guy who's popping at 250 to 1 is Swafford again.
Yeah, I love Swafford. I did not write him down. I kind of left him for you a little bit, but I do.
And
I like.
actually, we saw Swafford. Let's see, we saw Swafford kind of go cold a little bit after his after we hit him at 250 to 1 with his win this year.
Now made like 4 straight cuts, I think.
We saw him get a little cold. Well, guess what happened? He cracked his driver, and it took him a minute. I just found this out last week. He cracked his driver, and it took him a minute to get one that suited his eye. So apparently he's back and ready to go. I kind of like that for HUD at 250 to 1. Austin Smotherman at 250 to 1. I'm back in on him. He just finished 25th. I talked him up last week. Our boy Austin Goggart caddied for him last week for the first time, right after Austin caddied for Patrick Rogers and led him to a 10th place finish at the Mexico Open, which is hard to do. And Goggs is staying on the bag this week for Smotherman. I like it. He hit the ball well last week. Like he went to SMU. He's a Texas kid, very familiar with this place. His biggest problem is short game, scrambling and putting. And scrambling, I've already said, doesn't matter here. And putting is fairly easy. These are kind of benign pure bent grass greens. Like this can work for a team no putt. So I mean, those are some bombs right there at Swafford and Smotherman. But Pat, the big bomb that I have, like I said, I can't imagine that we've ever touted anybody at this long a number or anywhere close, honestly. But there's a player at 800 to 1. If I'm seeing this correctly.
What?
Yes, on DraftKings right now.
800 to 1.
Yeah. Okay, and he's incredible value because he's 650 to 1 on FanDuel. He's 500 to 1 on PointsBet, and he's 350 to 1 on BetMGM. Okay, so like double the odds of BetMGM. You can find him on DraftKings, and this guy, Last 12 rounds, okay, 12 rounds. So very
I
recent.
think I know where you're gonna go, but I'm not gonna say yet.
Yeah, yeah. Very recent incoming 12 rounds, 8th in the field in putting. Okay. So the putter's hot. In the last 50 rounds, so a little bit broader look for par five scoring. So we have more par fives, bigger sample size. Last 50 rounds, he's 24th in the field in par five scoring. Also in the last 50 rounds, 7th in the field in driving distance. This guy's perennially one of the longest hitters on the PGA Tour and has been for a while. Everything else is terrible. Okay. But
No.
Brandon Hagee is 800 to 1. And, the guy's last top 10 was less than a year ago at the Rocket Mortgage. He finished sixth. Um, he finished runner up at the Honda in 2021. I mean, he's managed to keep his tour card for quite some time now. He's got top five finishes. Runner up in the Honda. He was in the hunt. Um, it, I mean, it's wild. It's wild. But 800 to 1 is banana land. Okay? Banana land for Brandon Hagee. But think about the legend of the Tour Junkies that would grow if he won and we talked him up on this show.
Well, even if he doesn't win, I feel like throwing down the top 20 on him at 22 to 1 is like
Bingo.
must.
I was gonna wait till we got to that segment, but yes, that is a must. Yeah, I'm down with that. Awesome. Well, speaking of that, Pat, let's get to our favorite pick, the favorite outrights. We've given a bunch of names tonight, and we're gonna have to narrow them down even further. But our favorite guys that we think you need to bet right now because the number could get shorter, or they're just our favorites in general, and we want to hit it now. As well as a few top 20 bets presented to you by our friends at covers.com. Winning starts at Covers. Head over to Covers for all your betting intel, insight, tools, all that stuff. And check out our article that drops on Tuesday afternoon with your head-to-head matchups and top 20s. All right, Pat, hit me with your favorite early outrights, and I'll come back with some outrights of my own, then we'll hit top 20s.
All right, so here we go. Here are my favorite outrights. I'm going to leave a couple for you here because I know there's a lot of agreement.
Very good.
But definitely up top, I got to go with my boy Willie Z there at 24 to 1. If you can get him around that number, I love him this week. I think
Agreement.
I would definitely bet him. Would love to see him get his first big tour win. Then I'm going to go with Hideki at 35 to 1. I like Hideki there. I think it's a good number.
Disagreement.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why we have two people on this show. We don't have to always agree. Then I'm going to go with Johnny Vegas at 55 to 1. Love Vegas and the way he's playing. I will move on to the longer range guys. And, when I thought I had written down the winner this week, and I said this early in the show, the one that I was pointing at and thinking of, or one of them, was Kurt Kitayama at 100 to 1. Absolutely
It's a bold call. I like it, though.
love Kitayama there at 100 to 1. So those are my three favorite outrights: Willie Z, Vegas, Kurt Kitayama.
Well, you also mentioned Hideki, so you had 4 outrights.
Oh wait, I mean Hideki too.
Yeah. I like 3 of those 4 a lot. In fact, I had 3 of those 4 written down. So I will add to that. I think Sam Burns. If you like Sam Burns and you like him at 22 to 1, I don't think it's getting any longer. I think it could get shorter. He's at 22 to 1 on DraftKings right now. Runner up here last year. Obviously continues to play tremendously. Just won the Valspar. I'm in on Sam Burns. Mav McNeely at 66 to 1, I believe on BetMGM. I continue to be a believer in Mav. I feel like he's just knocking on the door week in and week out. It feels like he's been tested late on Sunday, and he's been in the hunt and knows what it's like to be close. I think the next time he gets in that position, he can close the door, and he hits all the right boxes. He checks all the right boxes. So Mav at 66 to 1. You mentioned this guy, and I agreed with you. I didn't really go. I think I may have mentioned one other thing I liked about him, but Keith Mitchell is definitely one that I think is interesting. Did not have a great week last week at the Wells Fargo, but it was not the best golf course for Keith Mitchell. Number 1 in this field in strokes gained off the tee. One of the best, long ball hitters on tour. Number 2 in this field in par 5 scoring, like you mentioned. Keith just continues to do his thing. Played here last year, finished 26th last year. But he's had a great season so far. I like the Keith Mitchell number at 90. I think it's 90 to 1.
Yep,
For
90 to 1 was
Mitchell,
the best I saw.
and that's on MGM, BetMGM. And then I think Matt Wolff at 130 to 1. I think Matt
Oh,
Wolff is
wow.
one of my favorite values. It's just good to see him do what he did last week, and the kid's got firepower. So I don't think he's got too much firepower that if he stays hot, and now he's on a course that suits him way better than last week suited him. A course where last week he gained 0 strokes off the tee, and that's probably despite out driving the entire field, still gained 0 strokes off the tee. Here, he has potential to rack up, you know, 5, 6, 7 plus strokes off the tee on the field. And if he does that and the irons remain strong, I think Wolff could really do it. So 130 to 1 is a big number for that guy. I think he's hungry. If he's in the right state of mind, which hopefully he is, I think it's a good play for him. Top 20s. Talking through some top 20s. Starting up top, I think Johnny Vegas, who you mentioned as an outright we both like, he's at plus 210. Maverick McNeely is also plus 210. Aaron Wise is plus 230. I love that Aaron Wise. Aaron Wise, I like that a lot. Wolff is 4 to 1, top 20. And your boy Kitayama is 5 to 1, top 20. I'm sure you probably like all those. Two more really big bombs. Austin Smotherman at 7 to 1. I mentioned him. 7 to 1, super long. The guy's been knocking on the door of top 20s plenty so far this year, and he's got our boy Goggard on the bag. I think that's going to help him a lot. T25 at Wells Fargo last week when he had no business. That wasn't a great course for him either. And then my long shot, the bombiest bomb of any bomb I've ever touted, Brandon Hagee at 22 to 1 as a top 20. Brandon Hagee is definitely. You got to pound a top 20 at 22 to 1. You have to on a course built for bombers. So
yeah, no, I agree for sure there. For me, I'll start a little shorter than you did. I think Taylor Gooch at plus 190, just because Gooch we haven't even talked about him at all this week, but I still think he's a guy that's just been playing so solid. A top 20 for me seems like it's just something that's easy for him. So Taylor Gooch at plus 190. I was with you on Wise. I like that plus 230 number. I like Lonto Griffin at plus 275. I think that's a good number for him for a top 20.
ooh, yeah, I love that.
I was with you on Kitayama. Thigala at plus 500, so 5 to 1. I like him. And then Hudson Swafford. You mentioned him earlier, top 20. If you bet him at plus 700. That's a great number for him. Been playing really solid since you mentioned he fixed that that driver issue. So plus 700 for Hudson Swafford, I really like.
Nice. That's the early outrights and top 20s that we like. We think you need to jump on some of those early if you dig it. Presented to you by our friends at Covers. Winning starts at covers.com. Hey, Pat, I got some breaking news. Our contacts at PrizePicks have notified me of a very special Tour Junkies promo this week that I'm excited about.
Yes.
Now, I'm not excited because right now, PrizePicks doesn't have any lines up for the PGA just yet, so we can't do any picks right now. But that's okay. Pat will be doing his fantasy golf sommelier picks this week. It'll drop on usually Wednesday morning on the YouTube channel. You're going to want to check that out. And I will put in a prize pick play in the heavy petting email, which I've done that now the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we hit it, 5x'd our money. Last week, we tied on one of them. It was a flex play, so we did 1.5x our money. Not terrible. We didn't lose any money. So I'll do that again in the heavy petting email. But here's the promo. I'm excited about this, Pat. Let's throw up the graphic. Look at this. Exclusive offer. If our boy Siwoo Kim finishes one hole, he just has to finish one hole on Thursday. If he just finishes number 1 or number 10, whichever tee box he comes out on. Let's see. Look at. If he just does that and you place $5 on any PGA entry, it doesn't even have to. Actually, I just confirmed this. It doesn't even have to have Siwoo Kim in the entry. You receive $50 as soon as he finishes one hole at TPC Craig Ranch. This is for new PrizePicks users only. So if you go to PrizePicks, you sign up and you put in our promo code. You have to put in our promo code, TJ, okay? That's going to get you the Siwoo Kim deposit bonus as soon as he finishes one hole. So you got to sign up for PrizePicks using promo code TJ. deposit at least $5 so you can play in the $5 PGA entry contest. And that gets you $50 as soon as Siwoo Kim finishes the first hole. That's a beautiful promo. Beautiful promo, and we're grateful to PrizePicks for slapping that one down on us. Yeah, so that's first time users only. Promo code TJ. So that's it. Yeah, $50 for free just to make one $5 bet. That's right. Look, Nick's got it.
I'm
Nick
telling you,
says
PrizePicks
fun.
is so good. It is.
It's so much fun.
It's so much fun, and it helps for sure when when all your lineups are dead on Thursday or Friday. Anyway,
Yeah. Yes. Hey, all right, nice. Great show tonight. Thanks for all those who have watched. Listen, please do comment what questions you want me to ask these guys in the PGA Tour pressers at TPC Craig Ranch. I'll be there for media. I'll see anybody who's out at TPC Craig Ranch. If you see me, holler. Love to meet up with folks Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'll be out there. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, please, if you're watching on YouTube as well. And if you're listening, if you're a podcast listener on Apple or Spotify, we appreciate it. Leave us a 5-star review. That would help us a lot. We're going to have a great week for Southern Hills, hopefully dropping that podcast, or the DFS and betting podcast on Sunday night for Southern Hills. So pumped for that for the PGA Championship. And it's going to be a great week, Pat. Anything else? We good?
That's all I got.
Beautiful show. May your well, nope. That's not you guys. Bend over your bookie for the 2022 AT&T Byron Nelson. See ya.